All right, friends, it's T-Men. We're back with a Blaha video. We're going to react to the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, and gear slave, Jason Blaha's video he popped up. So in this video, Blaha says how more muscle improves lifespan and quality of life. It doesn't improve lifespan or quality of life, building muscle. It doesn't, because you already have muscle on your body. Has it improved your lifespan and quality of life? Like, it doesn't make any sense. If I gain some more myofibulars, right? If I build them, how does it improve my lifespan or quality of life? Building myofibular growth gives you more force production, more strength. That's what it does. There's a remodeling, there's a building, a growth, there's a repair, growth, remodeling, going through cycles of damage. That's all. You're going through periodic cycles of muscle damage so that you can get stronger. That's all. Stronger muscle fibers, bigger and stronger muscle fibers. That's all. And you got more motor units to proliferate through these new myofibulars that you build. That's all. You're increasing your nuclei count, your myofibulars in series and parallel. Naturally, you're doing them. You're increasing your natural strength, natural everything, whatever you want to call it, okay? I don't know what he's talking about.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I want to chat with you guys and gals a little bit about how muscle mass improves lifespan and quality of life. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click
I would love to know his take on it. Love to
like
know.
down below and drop me a comment. I would appreciate it so much. Again, something that doesn't get talked about enough, and there's a little bit of nuance here and complexity because some extreme longevity experts will point out, well, ultra high protein intakes are, not always linked to extreme longevity. But I think what they're failing to understand is
high protein intake, high animal raw protein intake will equate to longevity. Being in if protein, man, if you're in a positive nitrogen balance, more nitrogen balance is coming in than going out, then yes, you'll be younger and you'll live longer and you'll look younger. That's what you'll do, okay?
you're talking about an extreme demographic. Like when they're saying that, they're talking about people who have the genes and the disease resistance and the luck to live to be over 100.
They don't have the genes or the whatever to live to 100. It's environmental, that's all. A lot of the people that live to 100, they live a very sedentary lifestyle, and they eat moderately, and they may be poisoning themselves because everybody's eating the slave food poison diet, okay? The peasant slave food poison diet. So they're not poisoning themselves probably on a high level like the rest of the other fucking people, okay, dude? That's all. It's really simple. But if they were completely not to poison themselves and they ate a raw animal diet like they're supposed to, like the looks maxing community, they have this transformation. They look young, they look cool and amazing. Then if these fucking sedentary people lived like that, then they probably could live to 200. Okay, man? And they wouldn't look like the mummy when they fucking died. All right, dude?
Right? Whereas when we're talking in terms of all-cause mortality and, say, quality of life up into your 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Sure, but Blaha, he's doing a very good job. If he's trying to look like a mummy when he dies, well, he's on that right path. See, laboring in the garage. Labor work will make you into a mummy. It's a known fact. I could show you videos of people sheep herding in the Middle East, somewhere, these fucking countries in the mountain. There's women there. They go, hey, you know how old I am? And they go, no, how old are you? And they go, I'm barely 30 and I look like I'm 50. Holy fuck, they're 30. They're fucking 30 and they look like they're in their 50s. What the fuck? Because they have fucking destroyed themselves laboring like crazy. Even in nature, they labored themselves, but they're too cheap to eat good food. They eat the slave food diet. That's their problem. They eat shit and sell the good stuff to the people, the market. See what I mean? And here's another problem. They're cooking their meat. That also contributes to what? More damaged DNA you're taking in your body and laboring all day long. See what I mean?
Muscle mass is massive Okay, and we need to be clear on that. And this is what creates confusion because
Muscle mass is no. Muscle mass is contractile proteins. That's what it is. Now, if you were able to get an additional fiber, then you would be so lucky. That's all. See what I mean? If you were able to build a new fiber, then you were lucky. But you are building fibers. You're building myofibrils. Get it? Myofibrils. That's what you're building. Now, to build a myofiber, you would be so lucky to get enough damage to allow your body to even create that. The stress had to have been so great for you to even create an entirely new fucking muscle fiber.
when longevity experts are talking about longevity, they're not talking about you living to be 80 and being in great health at 80.
Talking about that.
And being completely mobile and active and not having a lot of problems at 70 and 80. They're talking about literally the ability to live to be over 100. And yeah, there's some evidence that mitigating protein intake, not being vegan, not eating no protein or anything, but just lower protein intakes are linked to extreme longevity. So we have to understand that difference. But when we start looking at muscle mass and all these other things, the things that kill us and hurt us and destroy our quality of life, muscle mass is extremely protective. Okay.
What's it protective against? This makes absolutely zero sense.
And I mean, we're talking cardiovascular disease, heart attack, stroke,
No, it's not.
cancers, diabetes.
How does it protect you from that? If you start eating the food that's causing that, it's the slave food peasant diets that cause that. So how can the muscle protect you from that? That's just dumb.
And then all these things are related to bone fractures, osteoporosis, broken hips, all these things, right? These things are all countered. So we have to understand that difference, all right? Those are slightly different topics, and you would think they would be the same, and there's a huge degree of overlap. We need to be clear there. People who are having heart attacks and cancer aren't making it to 100. So that is a point to consider. So again, something you have to think about. Look, if you get cancer 3 times and go through 3 sets of chemo for it, you don't make it to 105. You just don't. If you start having heart attacks, you don't make it to 100 anyways. So what we're talking about are these other factors. And the cardiovascular one's a big deal. And we know that muscle mass is protective against heart disease. We know it's protective against various cardiovascular disease, just to do the metabolic benefits.
No, it's not.
The lowering of blood pressure, all these other things. And it's actually been found that weight training is the best exercise we can do for our heart if we only do one exercise. Now, when I say that, people will jump up and say, are you against cardio? No, I do lots of cardio. I literally run 3 to 4 days a week. I push a sled after I lift. Like, I'm very pro cardio. But if we go off with the current data shows, it shows that if you did only one exercise type, strength training has the best impact on cardiovascular health by a very small margin over cardio. Doing both is even better. Okay, that's what the evidence shows. They have slightly independent benefits. So really your best thing is to not do just one type of exercise, is to do more than one. But so again, understand that though. There is definitely a cardioprotective benefit. And people say, what about this lifter or these? Well, that's because of carrying way too much body weight from using too many steroids, the side effects of steroids, PEDs, and then other drugs, which are often used by many PED users. Recreational drug use has not been historically uncommon among certain athletes, bodybuilders.
Yeah, so how does taking drugs protect you from all these so-called diseases and everything? Protective. Or how does that equate to longevity if you're taking drugs? None of this, what Blaha says, nothing that he says makes sense, man. This is just baloney.
Pro wrestlers.
Okay,
Those are
whatever.
factors. Okay, so you have to understand it's not the muscle mass, it's the problem.
It's not the muscle mass that's the problem. What's the problem?
It's the other things around the muscle mass that people are using to build the muscle.
Oh, the things that they're using to build the muscle. You mean like a peasant slave food diets, the stuff that they're using to build the muscle. That's the problem. So it's not the muscle. So, but I thought you said that muscle protects you from all of that slave food, peasant diet, and steroids. The toxicity from steroids, it would protect you, the muscles, right, that you're building there. Oh, steroids build muscles? How do they build muscles exactly? How do steroids build muscles exactly? How do they build them exactly?
It turns into the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. And even then, that's relatively minor unless they're
Muscle is post-mitotic, man. What are you talking about?
using significant amounts. That's a whole separate topic, though. Muscle mass itself is protective there. The same thing when it comes to cancers and diabetes through the same pathways. The diabetes, it's been noted, muscle mass, every unit of muscle you have is a higher degree of protection.
And how does it do that, a higher degree of protection? How does it protect you from, how does it protect you? It doesn't have superpowers. You want to know what protects you? Your immune fucking system protects you. That's what protects you, your immune system. Muscle is not an immune system. Muscle are contractile proteins. How the fuck would they protect you? Absolutely, whatever Blaha says here makes absolutely zero fucking sense, man.
Against both cancers and diabetes. Well, the diabetes is really
what the fuck? It protects you from cancer and diabetes? Your immune system is what protects you from cancer and diabetes, right? But here's the thing. It cannot protect you. It cannot protect you if it's overwhelmed by the poison slave food peasant diet that you're ingesting. If you're drinking like fucking toxic poison, sugar and coffee all day and fucking pasteurized milk and cooked meat and I don't know, these fucking plant toxins and shit and spaghetti pastas and bread and all that, converting more sugar, more salt and all this, and these fake foods and carbohydrates converting to sugar and these oxalates and lectins and tannins and shit and all that all day long. Well, guess what? Your immune system is overwhelmed. It cannot protect you, and neither can your muscle. That's just stupid.
Yes. Better glucose disposal, better insulin sensitivity.
That doesn't do any of that. It doesn't do any of that. It doesn't. He's making this shit up, man. He's just fabricating this. Where is your proof of any of this? He has none, zero.
Muscle mass is extreme.
There's no science behind what he says. There's nothing backing up this.
Insulin sensitive. Trained muscle is even more insulin sensitive.
Trained muscle, more insulin sensitive. You can go into an insulin sensitive state so that you can what do you call it? You can absorb these nutrients, man, and amino acids and shit into the muscle cell. This is just stupid shit, man. This is just garbage, bro. Whatever. Man, you can burn that stuff by, I don't know, running in the street like an idiot, barefoot, doing weird things like cardio, whatever you want to call cardio or laboring. You're burning these things. You're getting your body to burn it, but it's burning on garbage fuel, you know? It's like your car. If you put garbage octane, like this viscosity and stuff, if you put garbage gas or whatever in your car, it will run like garbage. But you put quality, like, you know, fucking jet fuel, right? You wouldn't put gasoline in a jet, would you, right? You put jet fuel in there. What happens if you put gasoline? That fucker's dead, get it? So you want to destroy your car. It's like a Ferrari. When you buy a Ferrari, you can't just put any gas in there. You got to put premium, man, get it? You understand? You can't put regular in there. That thing will fuck. It'll get fucked. So you need to put premium because you bought a premium car. So it's going to take the most expensive gas. It's the most expensive car. It runs on the best gas. That's why they have 3 types of gas there. See what I mean? The third one is for the people driving the most expensive cars that run on the most expensive gas. Now, your body is like a Ferrari, but you're feeding it regular gas. Get it? That's why it looks like shit. Get it? It runs like shit.
If you're lifting weights and gaining lots of muscle, well, your muscle is trained.
If you're lifting weights and gaining muscle, you're not gaining muscle from lifting weights. You gain muscle if protein synthesis exceeds protein breakdown.
But every pound of muscle that you put on your body slightly reduces your risk of all these things. Why?
No, it doesn't. For every pound of contractile proteins you put on, these sarcomeres in parallel series, they don't do anything, man. They just give you more they allow you to produce more force production, and they make you slightly stronger because there's a conversion in collagen. That's about it. You're going through a remodeling in bodybuilding. I know what he's talking about.
Because muscle itself is a glucose sink. It's an insulin sink. And so what
No,
you
absolutely not. If your mitochondria run long enough on crappy fuel like carbohydrates, eventually they'll give in. Get it? They'll conk out. It says that in science will corroborate what I say. It says that you'll become dysfunctional. Your mitochondria will become dysfunctional over time doing carbohydrates. So maybe you want to use them for a short run, but after that, you better switch over to animal fat, really. Your mitochondria run better on animal fat. You'll look better. You'll look better on a natural carnivore diet. Get it? But you'll look like dog shit always on carbohydrates because it's sugar. It's causing glycation and a bunch of stuff in your body. It doesn't make you look good. All right? You're absorbing plant DNA. Duh. You know what I mean? You want to absorb animal DNA so you look better. Yeah. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that you can't do it for a short run, but I wouldn't do it for a long run. I do it for a short run, but not a long run. That's for sure. Watch out. I'd be very careful what you do, what you put in your body.
find is that the more muscle you have, the less insulin your body has to produce.
That's absolutely a lie. He's making this stuff up.
Well, the less insulin it has to produce reduces the load on the pancreas, reduces all the load on the body. It's much harder to develop diabetes, and it scales to the amount you have.
Insulin is a type of hormone. It could be anabolic. It's also used to remove the excessive amounts of sugar that are found in your arteries. And it could be shut off by your body. If insulin goes too high, it's a bad thing. And then your body will cut it off completely. Well, cut it off. It basically will try to stop whatever's coming externally, coming in the mouth and going into the belly. It will stop you because it will make you feel sick. You'll start feeling sick because it'll stop the insulin. And if you eat the sugar, there won't be no insulin. It'll make you sick. And that will prevent you from eating sugar and eating carbohydrates and whatever. Okay? Spiking insulin. It's really simple. Your body will do whatever it takes to survive. And it will make you sick if it has to, eating sugar. And you'll fuck off really quickly. Get it? Believe me. But I know you're going to go to the doctor. He's going to give you an insulin shot, and you're going to continue in that behavior, destroying your body by ingesting as much sugar as you can. And now you're going to destroy yourself. Get it? Here's the thing. You were on the verge of destroying yourself. That's why your body shut down the insulin. Get it? To prevent you from this addiction diet, your drugs coming in called sugar instead of Look, killing yourself on sugar, you were about to die. You're eating drugs called sugar. You're over-consuming, and you're about to die. So your body shut it off to preserve you from dying, okay? So what do? You take insulin. You shoot insulin, and now you are over-consuming the sugar. You think you're going to last very long? You're going to die. Get it? You're going to die because now you're putting this insulin artificially in your body so you can continue in your drug addict fucking ways. Get it? And you are going to die. That's what's happening. You just don't realize it.
Have. Okay, makes sense? It scales.
Yeah.
So an extra 10 pounds of muscle.
It's like statins when they give you statins because they say, oh, you got a heart attack. Oh, my cholesterol is high. Well, cholesterol is high because it's an antioxidant. It's trying to protect your body. It's trying to protect you, but that's not what caused the heart attack. It wasn't the cholesterol that caused the heart attack. It was your cardiovascular system. It was blocked because of all the garbage you ate and the seed oils and crap. That's what really happened, and it damaged your heart. Get it? So it's not the cholesterol. The cholesterol is saving you. It's trying to protect you. That's why it's up sky high. But your doctor thinks, oh, it's the cholesterol is bad for your heart, ski. So he goes, here's ski. You got to eat a lot of this, ski. You got to eat these statins to lower your cholesterol. Meanwhile, this cholesterol is keeping you alive. And then you ingest these statins for a while, 1 year to the next year, and then you die. Get it? You might even get a heart attack and die, or you just die. Or you get a heart attack and die. Yeah, basically. That happened to my friend. So that happened to, what's that drug addict lifter guy, John Meadows, right? The mountain, John Meadows. So John Meadows, he got a heart attack 1 year, and then they put him on statins for sure, right? And then the following year, he got a heart attack and he died from the second heart attack. Want to know what caused it? The statins, because they lowered the cholesterol, which was protecting him from getting a heart attack. It was trying to clear out all the crap in his arteries, but they never gave it a chance. And so they lowered the cholesterol, they forced it down, which is your protection, and then he died from what? A heart attack. Get it? So if cholesterol is so bad and will give you a heart attack, then why did he die of a heart attack if he was on statins? They lowered his cholesterol because you die. If you lower your cholesterol, you'll die of what? A heart attack. See, this is what makes you die from a heart attack. Low cholesterol, you'll get a heart attack. If your cholesterol goes really, really low, you'll get a heart attack and die. Now, because your arteries are clogged, because that's what clears the arteries, that's what protects you. Now, if the arteries are clogged and fucked up too, right? They can't pass through, get to the heart, then you get a heart attack and die as well. Get it? And so they made sure he died. If the first heart attack didn't kill him, they sure as hell made sure that the second one would finish him off. Get it?
Over the last 10 pounds you gained is going to create a larger buffer.
Yeah, sure.
All right?
Boy, yeah.
Well, what about cancer? What's the primary?
What about cancer? Cancer is an adaptation. It's keeping you alive. You already died. You're a zombie. It's telling you have a few months left. You better procreate, create a baby, and die before you die. Get it? Your time is up. Your body's going, listen, this is the adaptation process. You're taking in too much poison, slave food peasant poison diet, and we just can't replicate any more cells. So now we're going to replicate cancer cells, we're going to keep you alive because we stopped replicating natural cells at some point. So we can only replicate these cancer cells. You'll live a little bit longer. You better go fuck somebody, make a kid, and die, okay? Because I obviously cannot stop you from poisoning yourself with the slave food peasant diet, and you won't stop it, and I can't stop you. So the only thing I can do is keep you a little bit longer alive. You better make a baby before you die. Get it, dude? That's all. But here's the thing. If you stop poisoning yourself, right, eat a diet which has no sugar or poison or toxins in it, well, guess what's going to happen? The cancer will go away. Get it? And then your cells will start replicating again. Yay! Hooray!
For cancers. Now, they can burn ketones too. This has been found. Unfortunately, for the low-carb people, it's turned out a lot of
They
cancers.
burn ketones. They live off sugar, man. They live off poison and shit, toxins and all kinds of garbage.
Burn ketones effectively.
They're garbage. They're garbage cells.
Also, but just like the other cells of your body and muscle cells, they prefer glucose.
Yeah.
Okay. Cancer cells are very insulin sensitive.
Apparently they love glucose. I don't know. That science says that, but I don't know for sure. Nobody really does. But yeah, apparently yes. They've done tests and apparently that's what it is. I don't know.
So people say, so where's the protection? Well, they
Yeah, where's
need
the
it for fuel.
protection?
And if cancers get starved, they struggle to grow. It makes it easier for your body to fight a tumor.
Starved, but if you starve yourself, you'll die too. Get it? See what I mean? They starved. If you starve them of what though? See, here's the question. What do you need to starve cancer cells of? What do they grow? He said they grow from what? Sugar, right? Okay, so what do you need to starve it from? Sugar. Duh. Huh.
If it's getting less food. Muscle
Now he says if it's getting less food. No, if it's getting what? No sugar.
tissue competes with it, okay? If you got a lot of muscle tissue, we're back over to your body needs to produce less insulin to shuttle the glucose you have into the muscle tissue.
No, you're just building muscle mass. You're building contractile proteins. That has nothing to do with anything.
It makes it all easier. Less circulating
No, it doesn't. He's lying to you.
insulin, better glucose disposal, better glucose.
You already have natural muscle that you're born with on your body. Get it? It's doing all these things already. The only additional mass that you're building, contractile, are just contractile proteins. That's what you're building, additional contractile proteins. You understand me? They don't have any benefits. Fuck.
Glucose control, your muscles can compete. They make it harder for your tumors to get fuel because they're
No, they don't. That's a lie, an absolute lie. He's lying. He's making up stuff.
fighting with it for resources.
No, they're not. No, they're not, because if not enough resources come in, then your muscles will atrophy. What preserves your muscles? Nitrogen balance. Positive nitrogen balance, yeah.
And then your body is able to deal with them faster. People don't realize that. We all get cancers and tumors. It happens.
No, we don't all get cancers and tumors. We don't all get them. Want to know why? Because some of us are not poisoning ourselves, our body, to get them. Get it? We got smart. We're not poisoning ourselves eating sugar, slave food, peasant diets like Blaha all day.
Your body generally gets rid of these small little clusters of cells before they become a problem.
Okay, there is something circulating. Apparently, it says there's something circulating every so often in your blood, but maybe that's because these little cancer things are floating around because of the peasant slave food diet is the cause of it. But I think on a natural diet, there's nothing floating around. Your immune system, it takes care of anything, and so does autophagy. It takes care of these things. See what I mean? But you're never gonna, I don't think you'll ever get them on a natural animal diet because no natives or anybody has ever gotten cancer, any of these diseases. None of these native people, Inuit, Eskimos, whatever you want to call them, and native people ever got any of these fucking diseases. They don't exist in that world because they didn't get them. They were never sick because they ate a natural diet, raw animal diet.
If you're lucky.
Is your current phone starting to...
Clusters of cells before they become a problem.
Whatever.
If you're lucky. You see what I'm saying?
You're lucky.
And so then if early on they're competing with muscle tissue for resources, it makes your body getting rid of them easier. So people who have a lot of muscle, they just get cancer at lower rates. What about if they get cancer? People who lift weights and who have muscle have a higher survival rate against cancers if they do get it. So it's a win-win. It's like a less chance of getting it, and if you do get unlucky, improves your odds of survival. Strong people are harder to kill. Okay? Brings us to that next topic.
Well, bigger people are harder to kill. Smaller people are easier to kill. But okay, he's probably talking about disease. Stronger people are harder to kill. Strong immune system, yes. A healthier person is hard to kill. You understand me? A healthy person. And a person that's eating what they're supposed to is hard to kill, yeah.
Less likely to be hurt in a conflict. Less likely to die in a conflict. Less likely to die in a car wreck.
Blaha was really sick. Remember, he was hospitalized. He told us that. And he's been sick before. He's been sick quite a few times. And I don't know. He's had so many injuries. He has psoriasis, other metabolic diseases, ear problems, teeth problems. I don't know. A bunch of problems. Lost hair, whatever. He lost his hair on his balls too. But instead it compensated by growing chest on his face and his chest here. And his back. A lot of hair. Whatever, man. I don't know. He's got all kinds of issues.
If you have more muscle, better bone density, all these things. It's a big factor.
If you have more muscle, you have better bone density? No, not really. Your bone density can go because you're eating the peasant slave food diet, which is destroying your bone density. See, here's the thing. If you're going to the dentist, you have bad teeth, you're going to the dentist, you have caries and all kinds of stuff, and you have to brush your teeth all the time, it's because you have bad bone density, yeah. If you have strong teeth and you don't see a dentist, then you have really good bone density. That's an indicator of bone density, your teeth.
It's a big deal. But what about bones? Well, bone density, lifting weights, particularly heavy weights, being strong. Lifting heavy enough to gain a lot of muscle is going to be a lot of weight on the bar. Improves.
Not really. Not if you're eating a peasant slave food diet. It will weaken your bones. It will weaken them. What will make it strong is protein synthesis exceeds breakdown. If you're regenerating faster than you're deteriorating, where nitrogen is coming out faster than it's going out, then yeah, you're going to have bone density, definitely, but not from lifting weights. And eating a peasant slave food diet, that will weaken them.
Bone density reduces bone damage risk. Like it's hard.
It erodes bone eating peasant slave food diets.
To break your bones if they have a higher density. And it matters. It's a significant difference.
Yeah, like your teeth, they break, right? Why? Because low bone density. That's why. They're sensitive, they hurt, this and that. Got kinds of problems going to dentist.
Not just, oh, your bones are 3% stronger. No, it's much, 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 much stronger. Okay, so that matters for breaking bones and accidents and injuries early on, but what about later in life? Osteoporosis, it staves it off. What do we know about those hip fractures? Hip fractures are deadly. You don't.
The question is why you're getting hip fracture, because your teeth are rotting. Your teeth are eroding and rotting. So your bones are eroding and rotting. If you drink these like orange juices and acidic fruits and stuff and all that, acidic food, that's a big how should I put it? No. That's gonna at first it rots your teeth and then it goes inside and rots you from the inside out. It embalms you. It's like embalming fluid. You drinking these acidic drinks and acidic fruits, they just embalm you from the inside out, bro. Holy shit.
Survive hip fractures in old age. People forget that. They're like, oh, falling and I can't get up. Or they broke their hip. It's almost a death sentence.
Well, yeah, because at that point it's telling you that basically you're deteriorating faster than you're regenerating. That's why you broke your hip. Get it? Yeah. You're weak. You're weak. I saw this story on a kid. He fell in his driveway. He broke his hip, and then they did surgery on the hip, whatever. And then later he was complaining to his mom that he had pain in the hip. He had pain. They found cancer growing in the hip, and then he died. The kid died. And the reason why he broke his hip was because it's odd for a child to break their hip. They usually have very good bone density because they're lighter, they're smaller and lighter, but they have good bones because they're growing. But the problem was he was eating too much slave food diet and probably juices and everything, and that eroded his teeth and his bones, and so that weakened him, and he broke his hip because that's associated with like sarcopenia. People break their hip, get it? So the kid broke it, and then he got cancer there. Why? Because slave food diet. He consistently, there was inflammation in that spot probably continuously, but he ate the slave food peasant diet. And that increased the inflammation in the area and caused cancer. Yeah.
Your survival rate is absurdly low after that. You're almost guaranteed, with some exceptions, odds are not in your favor. You're dead within a few years.
Odds are not in your favor in any broken bone and anywhere in your body at that age. So what's he talking about? Just the hip. So what if the hip breaks? What if your ankle breaks or your knee or your leg cracks or something? You see what I mean? That's an indicator. If you break a bone, that's an indicator that you are weak. You understand me? If you break any bone at any time, whatever it is you're doing, your bones usually are as strong as steel. They don't just break so easily. But if they break, that tells you you're weak. So you need to do something about it. It's your diet that's causing it, not lifting weights.
That's how it works, because everything degenerates and deteriorates.
See? Everything degenerates and deteriorates. Yeah, but if protein synthesis, if you're in protein balance, if you're in nitrogen balances, if you're in positive nitrogen balance, then you're regenerating faster than you're deteriorating. Get it, people? You understand me? But listen to him. You're like, oh, you're degenerating faster. You're degenerating. Degenerating. Yeah, you're degenerating if protein synthesis is what? Not positive. Get it? It's not outpacing breakdown. See what I mean? It's not outpacing it, dude. So there you go.
Lifting weights, and particularly big movements, they put a lot of muscle on you. And being strong enough to
Big movements do not put a lot of muscle on you.
gain a lot of muscle, better bone density, it staves these things off.
Yeah, but you don't know how to gain a lot of muscle. You're not gaining any muscle because the 5x5 is not working.
You're just less likely to have these problems, and
No, you're less likely to have problems if you're in positive nitrogen balance. You will not have any of these problems. And what puts you in positive nitrogen balance? A natural animal carnivore diet with zero plants, zero phony, fake peasant slave food diet. Get it? Now, if you eat peasant slave food diet and eat cooked meat, well, guess what? You're in negative nitrogen balance. You're deteriorating faster than you're regenerating. Sorry, dude. Go to the dentist.
also going to have kept bone density from being younger. You're still going to be able to keep training as you get older. You're going to
Training and eating a slave food peasant diet will weaken your bones. It will weaken your muscle, your bones. Your muscles will get fatty. You'll get fat, like marbleizing your muscle, and your bone will get weak, and you'll still break your hip. And then what? And then what? I know lots of people that lifted and they go, oh my God, I was an athlete and everything. Then they got a heart attack and died. Or I was an athlete and everything. I was so strong. I'm so strong. How did I break my hip? They broke their leg or their hip and then they died. Get it? You understand me? Because they continued in that behavior. That was already an indicator they were deteriorating faster than they were regenerating.
be less likely to have these problems. You're also less likely to need a walker or a cane or to have that hunched back you see old people have. That's all caused from bone loss. Sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle, and bone loss is what causes all these
That's Blaha. He's in that position now. He better be careful.
problems.
Yeah.
So having muscle is protective.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any muscle. You understand me? And it doesn't protect you. Your immune system protects you, and protein protects you. More nitrogen coming in than going out protects you.
Against these things. And not just the muscle, but the processes that we use to gain the muscle improves things like bone density and tendons and other stuff. So again, we stave off these life-destroying and life-ravaging diseases and improves quality of life.
Look, if I measure myself compared to somebody lifting a weight and me going down and eating all day protein, raw fish, raw meat all day, if I'm eating that, I'm in positive nitrogen balance and I'm constantly hitting it every single day. You know what I'm talking about, man? Like eating a bit in the morning, a lot in the afternoon, maybe a tiny bit more in the night before I go to sleep or whatever. And I'm hitting it all day and I'm in anabolic growth state, right? I am regenerating faster than I'm deteriorating. But a guy that's lifting weights and he's eating slave food diet, you're telling me he's going to beat me, outbeat me? You're crazy, man. Him lifting those weights are just going to weaken him and weaken his bones faster eating slave food diet.
All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals.
Thank God, man. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends. That was ridiculous.